But I wanted to see the big cities
Yeah.
like Paris, Berlin, and and I met them, and they started fighting. They said they was going to go to Berlin or Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
So one night, I wasn't doing nothing that night, and I talked to the captain a while, and he said, "Have a good night." So if you're done and if you want to go to the town you just went through, you've seen something there, you can go back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't tell everybody, but that's the way it was. But one night, we was all in a group, and I said, what we ought to do is go to Paris tonight. I said, we'll mess around and we won't see Paris. See, they didn't fight in Paris. They went around Paris. So they said, we can't go, there are too many MPs around. So they gave it up, and about an hour later, when a guy come around, he said, there's 8 or 10 guys said they'd go. So I said, take me to them. We went to them. We got on the electric train. Went a little ways, got on an electric train. Just 2 of us got to Paris. The MPs got the rest of them. I said, you gotta know how to dodge the MPs,
Yeah. So you kept moving from car to car?
Yep. Sometimes you hang on. They wasn't going very fast, like the train, but sometime they had a railing there you could hang on and get her on the side of the car, and they couldn't see you, and
you really wanted to go to Paris.
Yep. And I tell you what happened. We went there, and I told this guy we could lay on the dam port for a bed, in the room there. So we did. Laid there a little while, and almost went to sleep. And the guy at the desk over, he come over there, and he said, "You guys from the front line, aren't you?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "I got a couple rooms upstairs." He said, "You're welcome to them." He said, "I'll give you bread and a bottle of wine,
Mm-hmm.
So I told this guy, and I said, "We'll take it." We went up, and I said, "We got to get up early in the morning if we want to see Paris, So we thought we could be gone a day, because Captain said we might stay there 3 days to keep the line,
Mm-hmm.
So we went out early in the morning and opened the door and got out there, and here comes a Jeep, and here comes a Jeep, and here comes a Jeep. And they got us right there.
Oh, my.
They threw AWOL Day all over Europe.
Really?
The German paratroopers was coming down and changing clothes and giving up, They was sure we was paratroopers.
They thought you were German.
Yeah.
So who got you? The French police or the military, or is it
Our military.
American? Okay.
Yeah. Took us. Then this place was Bastille,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an old dungeon from real early, and they used that. And of course, I was young, and they talked to you pretty cocky, and you talk back, and
Mm-hmm.
we had to do like this all day long against the wall. And I was there, and your company commander had to come and get you.
Oh, my.
I had to spend 11 days there. But I've been trying last year or so is I get on Google and see if I can get who was at the, we called it the Bass Dungeon.
Oh.
It's Bastille.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to get who was registered there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't get nothing.
Was it the captain came back and got you?
Yeah, but he couldn't get away, see. In 11 days, they went, they'd advanced, I think, 4 days of those 11, see.
Well, Swartz probably, that name didn't probably help you a whole lot.
No, when they look at my dog tags, you know, and it had Swartz on there,
Yeah.
see.
Well,
And
what kind of questions did they ask you?
they start talking in German, see,
Yeah.
first. They thought you would join in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't know enough German, you know. And then you could say the guy, he's pretty smart. He ain't talking, you know. Yeah. And
Did they ask you questions about American culture and stuff like that?
yeah.
So
Some
how-
of it you couldn't answer, see. They knew what, that was their job, and if they didn't catch you, they wouldn't have nothing to do, so they, it's, but the one got so mad at me, he took and got hold of my chain, and he cut my neck,
Oh my.
see. And it wasn't healed up yet when the captain come back. He said, "What did you do to your neck, you know?" I said, "Well, the lieutenant's got a hold of that chain and jerked it off, see, my neck." That made him mad, boy.
Man, no doubt.
Yep.
So you never did convince them. Do you think that you did convince them, or they just wouldn't admit it?
They wouldn't admit it, no. They had to have proof from him that he knew me, see.
So as far as they were concerned, it didn't matter what you said.
Nope. We got treated as criminals,
Really?
see, yeah.
Was it worth it to go to Paris?
It wasn't until we got about halfway out of there on the Jeep, and he kept asking me things, and he got so mad once he told the Jeep driver, "Turn this thing around." He said, "We'll spend a day here."
Really?
Yeah, so we did.
So you got to hang out with the captain in Paris?
Yep,
Wow.
yep.
Man, sounds like he really liked you.
He did. He did. He really liked me.
Man alive.
Yep.
Incredible. So I guess after that, then you went back to your company, and where did you head next?
Belgium.
Off to Belgium.
Belgium, yeah. We met. I didn't recognize any of the brass there at all. You know, I heard their names and that lot, but after the ordeal with Patton, I wasn't going to talk to any any of them if I could.
Yeah, you didn't.
What was the
get to
ordeal?
say
What
yeah.
was the ordeal with Patton? I didn't hear about that.
Oh, I didn't know he was I didn't even know he was a captain or a lieutenant, you know. And I asked him if you guys, I said, "Have you got any tanks that's workable?" Or I said, "We need one in the front line right now," you know. And I said, my captain sent me up to talk to one of you guys. And he didn't pay no attention for a while. And I said, "Well, I don't imagine there ain't nobody around here knows much about the tank anyway, you know." And I kept horsing around there. I think I left and went back and told the captain. So he said, "Well, wait until after dinner or something." He said, "Well, I'll go along with you up there." And it might have been about the third time. So we went up there, and he didn't say anything about him being an officer. He came up with the tank the first time. I just thought he was one. See, these old guys in the 2nd Division then, peacetime, they were as old as my dad,
Really?
see?
So you just thought he was in second division,
Yeah,
just like he didn't have any bars. He didn't have any
he didn't want.
insignia.
He didn't want any. A lot of them didn't want the bars on.
Mm.
They didn't.
And nobody addressed him as general, sir, nothing.
Not that I heard of. I didn't.
Really?
I didn't know.
What was he doing? Was he just sitting around?
He's telling the guys to do this and do that,
Oh, okay.
And I thought, well, maybe he's sergeant or something,
Mm-hmm.
He knew I didn't know,
He was loving it.
Yeah, he knew.
That is
And-
funny. So then,
Yeah.
did he finally call you out on it?
No, the captain, the couple times he came and we was talking, I said something about maybe that old gentleman there. I said, maybe he knows. I said, he lucky he hadn't been killed, because about all these guys, I don't think they lasted over 30 days.
Really?
No.
All the old second division guys?
Yeah.
Really?
It was pitiful.
Mm.
And but I couldn't believe I went back and talked to him. I said, "Are you really a general?" I think he said something about 2 stars or something like that, But
So you hadn't heard of Patton at that time?
no,
He wasn't famous yet.
I tell you, I didn't hear. I've heard more about the Russian or the Germans, Van Rumstead and that in Africa,
Rommel?
Yeah, and a couple of the ones in the Pacific, they've been so long now, but it was the real old ones.
That you knew about.
Yeah, but
So I'm thinking he wasn't wearing his pearl-handled revolvers at
nope,
the time.
he didn't have nothing. He didn't wear nothing.
That is incredible.
Yeah. But now, afterwards, after I knew him and we came to a airport, and they had ACAT guns,
Mm-hmm.
and they would go down, but they would had to stop like this, and they used that to shoot at us, and wicked. And he said, he came and he said, what's the trouble here, I said, well, you can't have the company come up in that. I said, you see a guy walking along here and, well, what, he's blowed up. I mean, the ACAT gun, and they don't shoot just one shell, they're shooting terrible. I said, you can't there, and he said, you back up. He said, let me have a crack at him, And, but after that, he came again, and he said, what we're going to do is practice, see how many guys we can get on a tank, We did. Of course, he was a general then, so we're standing there, and I don't know whether we got 11 on that tank. And he said, no, he said, I want 11 more on there. Because he said, if I motorize you guys, I want everybody not walking.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, what we're going to do for a while now is when they fire on you, you pull out, we'll motorize you. And he said, well, you're getting in the trucks and that, I'll level that down to about that high, see. Well, he did that for 3 days. And then the captain said, we got word to hold still. He came up there and he said, we got all of us together. He said, I'll read you the letter I got from Eisenhower. He said,
This is Patton.
Yeah. If you continue this, he said, you won't even have one stripe on your arm. See? He said that was not the way we're doing it, see? What it was, he was doing it and it was moving too fast, see? They was trying to keep the line straight, you know. So he said, that's over with. He says, I want to be an officer, he said. Yeah.
So it's because he was going too fast for the other guy.
Too fast, yeah.
How was he doing it so fast?
Well, when we pulled back, he just put all the artillery and the tanks all shot. He just made a mess out of some of them little towns.
And the other guys weren't doing that.
No,
They were going house to house and fighting it street to street.
by hand, yeah, by hand.
Wow. What did you think about that? Which way did you prefer?
I liked it. I didn't have to do nothing.
Just got the artillery.
Yeah, yeah, I liked it.
Well, he was intent on winning the war.
Yep. Whoa, he said this war should have been over with a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah. But I lost contact to him when we went to Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know where he went, but see, he was in charge of the Third Army, and
He wasn't back then, though, was he?
Oh yeah.
He was in charge of it at the time.
Yeah, Eisenhower put him in charge of the Third Army, and that other general, what was his name?
Bradley? No.
No,
Not
Montgomery, Hodges.
Hodges.
Yeah,
He was.
you don't really
Was he the-
remember him.
Hmm?
but It appears that you.
I don't remember him at all. No.
Yeah,
But that was did you go through the Battle of the Bulge?
Yep.
Really?
We was ahead of it.
Mm-hmm.
Ahead of it.
Right at the point.
Yep.
Really?
You don't know how fast I can run either.
Sure, man. How did that go?
Bad. We was at the front of it, and we was going to take. They come up and said, "You guys been on the line all